Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. Tonight, another Bitcoin chat or Bitcoin crypto chat, and I have a special guest, Jordan Camirand. He has a channel that I often troll, but he's a good guy, and I wanted to bring him on. We have a lot to talk about, and we'll just go from there. So let me bring him on the screen. Jordan, welcome. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing, guys?
I know I didn't give you a lot of time to prepare because I was on your stream.
That's okay.
Asked you to come, and then you're like, when? And I'm like, in 30 minutes.
I had my McDonald's shift. You guys know I had to. I know you work at Burger King. I work at McDonald's, so I had to get to it.
All right. So a lot of people here. Let's do this. Let me show my screen here. All right. So first of all, so I got everything ready. So first of all, it's a pretty good night, and Bitcoin finally sees some movement. So we're above 32,300. In fact, we haven't seen this since yesterday. But if it keeps going, then we haven't seen this until last 2 days ago. I know you're on your channel yourself. You concentrate mostly on TA, technical analysis, and charting, right?
Correct.
So was there anything today that you saw that indicated or hinted that something was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, the volume was incredibly low, right? We were in some type of symmetrical triangle, support resistance converging, and we broke it with volume, which is awesome. I mean, if you scroll in the volume a little bit, you can see that the volume outbreak finally. Some people buyers are coming finally.
Right.
Besides OTC, right? We're getting some spot buyers in there, which is good. But yeah, good to see. Good day today.
So, to be honest, I don't know too much about your background. I know a lot of people have told me about you during my streams, like, hey, check out Jordan, do a collab with him. So tell me a little bit about yourself, why you got into space, when you got into space, and what your channel's all about.
Yeah, well, I'll start with my channel is all about, we look at charts pretty much. I mean, at the end of the day, I know a lot of your followers they believe in more of the fundamentals and things of that nature. And I definitely think that's the main driver in all this stuff. We look at the charts more for a lot of my streams, more of fun, right? We look at the charts, but we really know the whales are really painting the charts out there, right? We all know that. Mm-hmm. I got into crypto a lot like most people did, right? I FOMO'd into it in 2017, made a lot of stupid mistakes, lost a lot of money in 2017 on the two biggest dips in 2017. Bought close to the top in 2017, ended up holding and been accumulating since then. So that's pretty much how I got in. I made a lot of dumb mistakes, so I try to help people not make the same mistakes I did while also having fun and looking at the charts. Pretty much what we do.
So you got in tail end of 2017. Did you just hold all the way through, or did you try to make trades during crypto winter?
So let me actually bring it up on my chart here. So I got in June, July. There was like a big dip, I think, in July of 2017 that I made a really stupid mistake on. I tried to time the bottom, what people try to do. And what we try to tell people not to do, right? It's why we always recommend dollar cost averaging and holding. Right. And then, yeah, I did buy some towards the top of 2017, which, it's like a lot of people clowning people for buying the top rate, the top quotation marks right now, right? But in a few years, or whoever knows, in a few months, we're going to look back at it and it's going to be nothing. Just like, a lot of us did in 2017, right? A lot of us, people were clowns, and if we hold, we ended up being up. So that's pretty much what I did.
So I think I'm hearing that correctly. So do you think that this bull run is not over, that we will get past what we're seeing right now and continue forward later on this year, just like all the previous bull runs?
I do. I think the bull run's not over. I do think we can go a little bit lower, right? I just don't. What I'm trying to tell people in my stream is I just don't see right now where the like the spot buy pressure is going to come from. We need some bullish catalysts, and I think that bullish catalyst can be we drop a little bit lower into the mid 20,000s, right? And I think we can see a quick recovery from there. They just think we need that catalyst to push us up. And sometimes selling pressure, right, can lead to more buying pressure and create FOMO to the upside. So I think that's what could be happening, or we could see sideways for a few months, you know what I mean? Which no one wants. We're all sick of the sideways, but it is what it is, you know? Just got to be patient. Got to be patient.
So let me ask you, you mentioned about you don't see how any, spot buying pressure right now. What do you think is going to cause that? What's the catalyst that's going to cause more retail investors to buy on the spot market?
So retail investors need an incentive to buy. So let's be honest, a lot of people FOMO into the market, right? They need the price. They need to see the green candles in order to buy, right? Let's be honest. I think we're going to need, I hate to say it, but we're going to need like a Tesla buying another 1.5 billion Bitcoin or something like that, because I just don't see, MicroStrategy's buying. I don't see that getting the hype up anymore right now, to be perfectly honest. We need something. I don't know what it is, but like in the space, we don't know what's next. And that's what's exciting about crypto. We don't know what company is going to be next that's going to buy, right? So that's what's exciting.
So I think we're on the same page. So you also agree that the market is driven by good fundamentals then, right?
Yep.
More fundamentals than anything.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I want to ask your opinion about this, or these two guys. So apparently Mike Tyson is now jumping into crypto. All of a sudden, he tweeted out about Bitcoin or Ethereum. And of course, Michael Saylor, who seems to be on Twitter 24/7, answering everyone.
Yeah.
So talking about this catalyst, what makes you think, and it's not just Mike Tyson, I think just a day or two ago, Busta Rhymes also started asking about crypto. And of course, Michael Saylor responded, and he responded back. What makes you think these celebrities, why talk about it now? Do you think that they actually see this as a good opportunity? And do you think celebrities could be that catalyst to get more retail, or their followers and others to jump in?
Definitely. I mean, let's be honest, celebrities make a lot of money, right? So people that usually make a lot of money are the smart money. So them getting into it now, I think, shows that they think it's a good time to buy. We saw it with, I think, Saquon Barkley the other day. If you guys know who Saquon Barkley is, he also is going to take all his endorsement in Bitcoin. That's like $10 million a year or something like that. And we also saw, obviously, Tom Brady likes it. I mean, we've seen athletes jump in like crazy. So I think that they're all into it right now shows what probably a lot of people with a lot of money and what smart money is really thinking about doing behind the scenes. Some people are just more public about it,
So do you think these guys, or I guess I should rephrase, what do you think the mindset is of most retail investors? Do you think that they care about or worry about inflation, or worry about too much government power? They want decentralization, or do you think most retail investors will just follow what others do, or because the price is going up?
It depends how much research they do. I don't think a lot of them do research. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think a lot of them are. A lot of people made money last year. I want to be on that too. That's why I think FOMO does lead to a lot of the price action that we see. And I do think there's a little bit of seeing the bigger picture in it too. But I mean, do we see Mike Tyson doing research on Bitcoin's fundamentals? I don't know if I actually see that.
Hey, maybe you don't know.
Like you see him at a computer just
because he's one of the best boxers ever. It doesn't mean he doesn't do his research.
That's true. That's true.
So I mean, in terms of, I just find it interesting. The reason why I bring this up is obviously I led you with that question because I think most retail investors jump in due to FOMO because, and I agree with you, they don't do a lot of research. They just jump in and they get in at the top. And a lot of them don't understand that. And then they get angry when things come down, right?
Yep.
But it's kind of interesting that right now, when it's so bearish, like all media, Twitter, anywhere you look, especially Twitter,
it's crazy.
Right? It's so negative right now. Yet you have celebrities that's now asking about it. It seems like, they're picking this up. Like, hey, do the contrarian kind of trading. When everyone is bearish, you go long on it, right? So it's really interesting that this is happening right now. And speaking of FUD, I don't know if you caught this. Again, Michael Saylor responded. Scott Minerd, who is the CIO of Guggenheim, which is one of the bigger investment companies out there, he continues to tweet warnings about Bitcoin and how it's going to go lower. Why do you think someone in this position, this prominent within Wall Street, finds time to tweet about Bitcoin?
I assume because they're accumulating, right? Why would they care so much? If it doesn't really affect them, I don't see why they would be accumulating. I totally see your point here. I totally see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just, just imagine, if you're, I don't know what I'm trying to make a good analogy that people will understand. I was going to try to relate to McDonald's, but I can't. not on the fly.
Use the sports analogies. They always work for me. Celtics versus Lakers,
Wait, what?
Celtics versus Lakers analogies. That's what I usually use.
Yeah. I guess, it would be like Jeannie Buss, tweeting out, hey, don't forget that the Celtics haven't made the playoffs for 5 or 10 years or something like that. Every time they do well at a game or something. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but but I just find that someone that's the chief investment officer of a company that is managing billions of assets, right? And then they find the time to just continuously tweet out about Bitcoin and not good things, bad things. This is a guy that called Bitcoin to go up to $600,000. Now he's saying, well, the support level is tested many times. It's going to become weaker. It just makes you wonder what's the reason behind it, right?
Yeah.
Is there a hidden agenda? Is he trying to drive things lower so he can accumulate?
Yeah.
So
you see it's working too. All you see on Twitter and on YouTube is bearish sentiment right now. I would always say you see bearish sentiment. Like I said yesterday in your stream, you didn't get my joke. I said trolls are at all-time highs. It's bullish, right? Bearish sentiment. You see so many trolls out there. To me, that's a bullish sign. As much as the charts look bearish, the sentiment's bearish. I take that as bullish personally, but that's just me.
So based on what you said there, I think that's a good point because do you ever look at the fear and greed index?
Yeah, we look at it every day. Yep.
So yesterday was 15, today it's 19. But, speaking of that, I mean, I talk about this. You look at the clump of fear right now versus the clump of fear before, right? These are pretty good bottom indicators where you have a clump of fear and then afterwards, things recover, right? Do you think something like that is happening right now where we're kind of like, kind of accumulating and this could be a bottom indicator?
Oh, absolutely. It's just a famous saying: buy when there's fear and sell when there's greed. Sometimes it's that easy. And a lot of people, your intuition wants to do the opposite, and your head's telling you it's not a good time to buy. It's not a good time to buy. I should sell. You know what I mean? And you should always do the opposite of what your head's telling you to do. And that's what I always recommend. But That's just me, right? A lot of people, you got to learn the hard way. I learned the hard way. I'm sure you learned the hard way. A lot of people do, you know.
I was gonna make a joke about do the opposite of what your head tells you to do, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. All right. You mentioned about the next catalyst, right? So I pulled this up while you were talking. So 2 days ago, there was talk or rumors about Apple finally buying $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, 2 to 2.5 billion. This is unofficial, but a lot of news sites reported this. Do you think someone like Apple would buy Bitcoin, and what do you think, and why do you think they would buy it, if so?
They see other companies buying it, and there's probably other companies buying that we don't know are buying it. So I think that's, if they did buy, I mean, they know something that we don't, you know. So I think that would be the biggest reason why they would buy. And that's exactly right there. That's exactly the catalyst that we would need to start hopefully getting some upwards price action here again. But yeah, they would know something we don't know. They would know there's a lot of FUD going on behind the scenes, and there's other people buying behind the scenes, other bigger players, you know.
What do you think about Apple not just buying Bitcoin, but there was rumors about, about a month or two ago, they had a job posting for someone to be an expert in like digital wallets and so forth.
Yep.
So do you think there's a good chance that they're working on something else with Apple Pay and possibly come out the crypto like wallet?
Yeah, I saw that. Obviously, we don't really know what's going on over there, but I did see that when that came out. It's definitely interesting. I think we've seen that from a couple different places actually. You're starting to see it more prevalently. You're just starting overall in the space. You're just starting to see a lot of more things prevalently. And it's like slowly but surely where you don't notice it, but it's like these little things just keep adding up, and that's definitely one of them, you know. So we just keep seeing stuff, and we're seeing, and kind of off topic, we're seeing countries buy Bitcoin, right? So
yeah,
it's insane, or legal tender, you should say. But
yeah, well, we know that El Salvador is making legal tender, but there was rumors that came out today about how they're also coming out with CBDC that's going to be based on $1, but that's unconfirmed. And then, Paraguay was supposed to follow, but now it seems like they're just setting some rules and not really about making a legal tender. But I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think? Just looking at this, if you look at the first paragraph, MicroStrategy. We know what Michael's all about. He keeps buying because he just thinks it's the best digital property. He doesn't even really talk about a hedge against inflation. He just talks about how it's like digital property, like buying a block of Manhattan before it was Manhattan. And it's the best way to spread digital property among 5 billion people that have phones. Bitcoin is the best way to do it. You don't really hear about these companies talk about Bitcoin being a hedge against inflation. So what do you think about that? Do you think that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation? Well, let's start with that. Do you think so?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen what the Bitcoin price has done versus it's a simple answer, but we've seen what the Bitcoin price has done versus the value of the dollar, and not just the dollar versus really any currency. That's a very simple answer, but that's really all you need to go as far as that, to me personally. I mean, is the downside risk to Bitcoin, against the dollar? I just don't see it, I just don't see it personally.
So when the dollar, there used to be a site, I haven't showed it for a while. This is a site. Here we go. This is a good site right here. 10 years ago with $1, you could have bought 7.4 million sats. And then 11.3 million, and it just keeps going down. You could see the percentage change, right?
Yeah, that's insane. Like
That's
I don't
really,
know how
really
you can look
insane.
at the charts and think that it's better to hold cash than it is to hold, any type of crypto right now. I just don't see it,
Yeah. So do you think this is because the dollar inflated or devalued or Bitcoin appreciated or a little bit of both?
Definitely a little bit of both. I forget the exact amount was. I mean, you probably could help me with this, but a huge percentage of the amount of money was printed this year.
Yeah.
I forget what the exact percentage was, but it's definitely a little bit of both. It's definitely a little bit of both. I think that was a huge catalyst in us going up. To get a little off topic, I mean, we went up very, very fast this year, and I think a lot of to do with it was the money printing and just what was going on in the macro economy. I don't think we would have went up this fast. I think that's part of a reason why we're probably coming down a little bit right now. But yeah, definitely, I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how fast Bitcoin has come up. I mean, this is the problem with a lot of newcomers is they only concentrate. Yeah, Bitcoin was at 64, now it's at 32. Okay, so that's exactly half. But people don't realize, well, after Bitcoin broke 10,000, it literally did a 6x, right? Like within a very short amount of time, within 6 months, it did a 6x. I mean, that is insane. And to not, to basically discount that and only look at the glass half empty, that's what I try to educate people on. It's like, hey, this isn't even that far off. I mean, when it comes to time frames, right? Expand your time frame, but even if you just expand 1 year, it's ridiculously profitable to be in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other altcoins, right?
Yeah, that's what I try to tell people. It's like you compare how fast we went up versus 2017. We went up faster this bull market than we did in 2017, with obviously the market cap being I don't know, like 10, 20 times higher, which is insane. Like that's a lot of money that has to come into the market. Like you said, a lot of people don't realize how fast we actually went up,
Yeah. That's why, when I show this now, I put 24 hours, 7 day, and 1 year. Because you look at 1 year, then you realize how insane things have been. Even Bitcoin going back 1 year is 252% higher.
Yeah.
Ethereum is at 752%, right? Like, how can anyone complain about this? Solana at 2,772% and Polygon at 3,936%. I mean, in Theta, 1,800%. I mean, this is insane. Just 1 year. This is not talking about a decade. This is just 1 year ago, right?
Yeah.
So since we're here, do you have any altcoins that you like, that you talk about a lot, or you follow, or you have in your portfolio?
Yeah, I mean, my portfolio is mainly 4 coins. I like to keep mine short and sweet. I don't like to dabble into the lower caps. I get Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Chainlink for me. I'm a big believer in long term, and I think those 4 coins will last the test of time per se. Shout out to Ben Cowan, but. Yeah.
So you said Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Chainlink?
Yep.
Okay. So you're not one of those guys that thinks Cardano is all just a bunch of nothing, like a project that'll never finish.
Actually, I do. Right now, it kind of is, right? I know they have a lot of promise. I haven't really came out with much yet, but
right.
That one's more of a speculative play. The other 3, I think, are more safer bets for sure.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
So you're actually investing in Cardano.
Yeah.
That was like a trick question. I was leading you on. I did not expect that answer. So you actually don't really believe in Cardano. You're just trading it as a speculative play.
I think they'll come out what they need to do eventually, maybe in 2024.
Did you know? Okay, this is what changed my mind about Cardano. Okay, did you know that almost 72% of all ADA is staked in a Cardano pool? Did you know that?
That's a big reason why I do like it. And the price is just like the floor of the price can only drop so far.
Right.
It's like it can drop to like $1 and that's it.
I mean, Cardano, I made a mistake with Cardano thinking the same way you did. Like it was never going to be done, right? A lot of hype. I could have got in at a cent, 2 cents. It was literally at 2 cents forever, right? And now look at where it is, a dollar plus.
Yeah.
But despite the fact that it's not done, what really changed my mind is the fact that, wow, 72% of all ADA is staked. So the floor is minimized because of it, because you only have 29% that's floating out there, right? Exactly. And that doesn't count the other ADA that's staked in other staking services, right? Which makes this number even higher than if you look at it that way. Yeah. So interesting. Okay, so you only like those, you hold those 4. Yeah. Do you like any other projects? What do you think about XRP?
It's XRP. You still don't really know what's going on behind the scenes with it. It's been around forever. One thing I will say about XRP is it does have a huge community behind it, and I do think that's a big thing for certain coins. You know what I mean? It's kind of why DOGE is so high. It's the community. It's not really. I don't know. To me, it's more speculative. To me, but
yeah, having that support.
I don't know if you know my thoughts about meme coins, but
what's that?
I don't know if anyone wants to hear my thoughts about meme coins, but
yeah, people do. Go ahead.
They were the biggest. I think they were the biggest driver in why we fell. Personally, I think it showed that there was a lot of people who didn't know what they were doing, putting money into the market that they probably shouldn't have, and that's why the whales decided, hey, this is a good time for us to dump the market. Shiba Inu.
Well, I was gonna bring it up. So you think meme coins, real reason why the market went down? The whales took advantage.
I would say a main reason. Yeah. It just made sense for them, personally.
I can't say I disagree with that. It's just if you think about it, kind of makes sense. But with that said, DOGE is still sitting at number 8, and Shiba is still sitting at number 23. Okay, so and Shiba is above some fantastic projects. I mean, it's sitting high up. I honestly did not expect Shiba to hold this well.
Yeah,
I mean, it's quite amazing.
Yeah.
So I actually did want to lead to this. Dogecoin's downward slide. 2-month stats show meme-based crypto is down 76% since its high. So you can see how crazy it was when it reached above 70 cents. That's right before Elon's SNL appearance, and then it started coming down afterwards. That was kind of like the peak. It's funny. It's like all related to Elon. You know why I call him Elon, right?
Why do you call him Elon?
Oh, you don't know? Because it's a-hole plus Elon. So Elon.
Perfect. You can't beat that.
So yeah, so it's like the SNL brought down Doge, and then Elon's tweets brought down Bitcoin. So it's like he's like the center of it all. It's like kind of interesting there. So Doge, okay, like in my opinion, even though it's a meme coin, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. Based on what you said, there's just so much support, so many people holding it, and Elon's not gonna ever give it up. Mark Cuban loves it. It has the support of a lot of people, right? So like Shiba, do you know much about Shiba?
I honestly, I don't really. I've done a little research on it, but it's not really worth diving into, in my opinion. So not really.
This is the second time in my life that I went to Shiba's website, and that's because people's been talking about Shiba Swap, and I'm like, really? Okay. And then I discovered that not only Shiba has Shiba Inu tokens, but they released also 2 other tokens as if Shiba wasn't enough. So they have another leash token and a bone token.
Of course.
And it's like where does it end? Like, why do you need 3 tokens?
We look at those all the time. There's baby Shiba, there's micro Shiba, there's daddy Shiba, uncle Shiba. It goes on and on and on. Obviously, those are different coins, but You get the point.
You know, this is an embarrassing thing. I don't use CMC anymore, but if you click on search and it shows you what's trending, look at it. What you said, Daddy Doge, Baby Doge, Safe Moon, Dogecoin. Axis Infinity is actually a pretty good one, but Crypto Blades, I don't know what that is, but
we almost got the whole family. There is an Uncle Doge too, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Just too many. All right. You know, that's really everything I want to cover. Is there anything you want to get off your chest? Anything that you want to talk about?
I mean, I've been really tired at McDonald's lately, and you know, I'm sorry for denying you last time. It's just I had to go work my McDonald's shift, and there we go. We all work at McDonald's.
You mean both, man. Those night shifts are a killer.
We're all McDonald's. That's really it, though.
All right, Suns. You basketball fan?
Oh yeah, my favorite sport. I know everything about it.
Suns and Bucks. Who's gonna win tonight?
I think the home team will take their last three. Like Suns in 7.
Suns in 7.
Yeah, personally.
Do you like Chris Paul?
I think he deserves one. That's why I want to see the Suns win too. I think he's a flopper, but he deserves one for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I felt bad for him because of the Houston days. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of his, but I felt like, you know, they could have won in Houston. They could have defeated Golden State had he not gotten hurt, you know.
Mm-hmm. They should have won that last year for sure.
Yeah, but all right. We'll see. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for coming on, Jordan. That was fun.
Yep.
You know, in case you guys want to check out Jordan's YouTube channel, Jordan Camirand, and focuses a lot on TA and good stuff. Good stuff. So you guys check it out. URL is in the description of this video. And we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. We're seeing some good upward movement. So can it continue? Let's see. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Smash a like and have a good one. Take care.